everyone, I'm Leslie Cornwell, Certified Nurse Midwife with Empowering Midwifery Education. This section has to do with marketing your mission and vision. Legal disclaimer we put at the beginning of all of our presentations. This information is for educational use only, not intended to substitute for professional, legal, or clinical advice. We strive to keep our information as accurate as possible, but make no promises and guarantees it'll work for your unique situation. Course objectives, the student will be able to understand why it's important to know their mission and their vision and how to appropriately market it to the community. They'll be able to verbalize exactly what is a mission and a vision. The student will be able to talk about very specific strategies to implement marketing campaigns promoting their mission and vision. The students will be able to know how to write their own customized mission and vision statement. They'll be able to find different ways to verbalize how marketing their mission is so important to the community, and they'll be able to see some examples of midwifery missions and visions. So this is a really important topic because what drives your business, your services, the reason you open the doors for your practice has to do with your mission and vision. It has to do with how do you want to serve people, why do you want to serve people, where do you want your practice to go in time, and you need to let your community know that. You don't want them to be confused, you don't want them to not understand, you want them to be inspired and to want to help you to grow to where you want it to be. So it's a really important conversation to have. It's not just having a mission and vision, but actually using it strategically with marketing to get ideal clients your way, to get like-minded business affiliations because they love your mission, they love your vision. You need to shout to the rooftops what you're about, why you're about it, and where you're going. So let's go to the basics. What is a mission? It's the core purpose of your business. It's why you're getting started. It's what you believe in. It's the quality of the care you want to offer, the emphasis of who you want to serve. It's what you're all about. You need to have a clear elevator speech on your website, in your waiting area, your flyers, your marketing campaigns, social media. You need to have like a simple script that you can tell people when they ask, so I heard you opened this midwifery practice. What's it all about? You want it quickly, right? Have it memorized. What is your mission? What is your purpose? And what are you all about? It's very specific and it sets you apart from everybody else. Why are you unique and different than the hospital, the doctor, the midwife practice across the street? What makes you unique and different? And it's hard to express that to other people if you don't know what you're different. Most people are really good at this. Most people saw a need in the community and that's why they open their practice. They love serving women, they love home births, they love a certain style of midwifery that they just didn't see in the community being offered. And so you have to let clients know it's a great way for you to put benchmarks, to put goals, to put objectives of where you want to go every stage of your practice. And if maybe a new opportunity comes up, you want to make sure it aligns with your mission. It shows your identity, your branding. It is one thing to have a mission, but the other thing is to do an executive implementation of it. You need to have strategic plans of how you're going to make those things happen. So how does a mission impact your marketing? It impacts everything with your marketing. It impacts your branding style, who you're targeting, how you're targeting them, what words you're using. If you're a feminist-based empowerment, you're going to be softer colors, pastels. You're going to use words of high quality, personalized. Midwifery care is about with woman. It's about listening. It's about education, informed consent. It's about time. It's relationships. It's about education and advocacy. And so you want to stress in your mission these key themes that you're trying to get out. Are you trying to serve a high-end boutique community? Are you trying to serve a low-end with a federally qualified health center? Are you trying to, what gaps in the community do you want to decrease the infant and maternal mortality rates with your vision? Like, what is the purpose of your business and how are you going to accomplish that? Because if you don't even know your mission, it's very difficult to even have the community understand what you're about. They're going to get confused with your branding campaigns. They're going to get confused because you're jumping ship. Last week you were offering these services and now you're offering these services. You're trying to track this ideal clientele, and then next week you're trying to do a different style of a family and client you want to serve. People get confused, and if you don't have a consistent mission, a consistent vision, a consistent branding campaign, you're gonna get people lost what you're about. You want them to hear it over and over and over again in different aspects, with email campaigns, brochures, business cards, open houses, educational events, expos, social media, your website, over and over and over again. Your mission needs to be shouted to the roof. So there's different ways you can write mission statements. You can look at who you want to serve. Why do you want to serve them? How do you want to serve them? You can tell a story. You can tell about your personal birth experience and what you wanted to see different in the community. You can tell about your history of how the practice got going and what has defined you, especially when you're well established. What defines you different than the rest of the market in the community? Your expertise, your structure. You've got a team of midwives versus you're solo. You do birth center and you have hospital privileges. You're the only one in town that does water births. You're the only one that's in network accepts Medicaid for a home birth. Like, whatever defines you as your mission of who you want to serve, how you want to serve them, and how do you stand out from everyone else. How are you a benefit to the community? How are you serving people with your products and services that didn't exist before? Or if it exists, how are you adding your own style and flair, and you're different than the current competitors for that exact same product and services? How do you treat your clients? How do you treat your staff? How do you treat the community? Where do you want things to go? Actions speak louder than words. What are you doing? Are you donating to great causes? Are you volunteering? Are you actively supporting a sponsor? Business that's a similar mission to you? What are you doing out there to show your mission? What is the involvement of the owners, the stakeholders, the community? Is it a nonprofit that there's a board? Is it a for-profit? What is your mission? Even if it's a for-profit, it's, yes, you want to make money because you've got to support your family, you've got benefits, but you need that money to be able to pay your overhead, to support your staff, to support the community. And so you want to talk directly and indirectly the relationship. If you're the sole owner, I'm a midwife, I'm a mom, I own this completely, and I am completely invested in the community, versus we have a team, we have multiple business owners, we have multiple people invested with these areas of expertise, all coming together with your cause. That's really important to express in your mission statement. They're so important to have side-by-side branding campaigns. You don't want to say every single time you put something on social media, this is our mission, this is our mission, but you want to gently hint key themes and words from your mission statement. I do encourage people to take your whole mission statement, put it in gold, beautiful words in your waiting area, have it on your flyers, have it on your website, have it on your Facebook page. When you put your name, have the mission statement underneath of it. Very consistent places that traffic is being driven to you, have your full mission statement, but then have the core themes from your mission statement driving your decisions of how you're going to serve people, who you're going to take care of, how you're going to take care of them, how you're going to recruit your staff, what services you're going to offer, what radius you're going to serve, is all based on your mission statement. How you're going to connect the content with your mission. So there's a diverse way to bring people to you, and you have to have a consistent theme of core parts of your mission are being pulled out. The quality of care, the time you spend with people, the home visits, the empathy level, the compassion, the high quality care, the safety, the breastfeeding support, the full scope midwifery services to do ultrasounds, labs, testing. You work closely with a physician in the hospital system for transports and co-management. Like, What is your goal? Do you want to make a place that stands out from the rest? Do you want to emphasize your improving safe outcomes in the community with having a collegial relationship with the healthcare system? Like, what is your mission? What are you trying to accomplish? What is really important to you? What are the values? And talk about them when you do interviews, when you do podcasts, when you do consults. Over and over again, you need to know your mission statement like the back of your hand. So it expresses your identity. There are so many businesses out there. People are overstimulated with marketing and ads and billboards, and you have a split second of their attention when they're scrolling the internet, they're Google searching, they're looking on Facebook, they're on your homepage for your website. You have a short amount of time to capture them to be more engaged. So you need to have a really strong mission statement. You need to stand out. This is your opportunity to put your unique voice and identity out to the masses. You need to proclaim that message and how you're different, how you're unique, how do you stand out, why it's a no-brainer for them to choose you over a doctor, over a hospital, over a midwife practice in the community. So here's some samples of missions and vision statements just to give you a sense of ideas of what's out there. So for the International Confederation of Midwives, this is their vision. ICM envisions a world where every childbearing woman has access to midwife's care for herself and her newborn. Their mission is to strengthen the Midwives Association and to advance the profession of midwifery globally by promoting autonomous midwives as the most appropriate caregivers for childbearing women and keeping birth normal in order to enhance the reproductive health of women, their newborns, and their families. So it's very clear. A mission statement is not going to be pages and pages. It's 1 to 2 sentences. It's very clear, high level, big missions have big words to them. You can hear it in here. Globally, autonomy, access to normal birth for everyone. Like, it's very clear their mission, and then their vision is what they want to see in the future. Where do they want to see their services and advocacy go? And that should be the same with your vision. Do you want to get a midwife available for every single woman that's low risk and healthy in your community? Like, what is your end game? Do you want to have 3 birth centers? Do you want to be closely integrated with the healthcare system and help to get more education to the doctors and the nurses and the physicians of physiological birth? Like, what's your vision? What's your mission? What do you want to do with your practice? So here's another sample, and this is specifically a birth center in Pennsylvania. It's an amazing birth center. It's a federally, a nonprofit board, very much long-standing history, amazing services they're doing. So their mission is to promote wellness by providing exceptional client-centered primary gynecological pregnancy and birth care in Southwestern Pennsylvania, only independent birth center. So they tell you the difference. They're the only one in Pennsylvania doing what they're doing. That stands out a lot to me. It's client focused, it's exceptional care, personalized care. Like, it's a very amazing practice. When you go to their website, you can clearly see their mission and vision is coming through over and over and over again of what they do. Their vision is to provide exceptional, personalized, client-centered care to a large, diverse clientele, and it'll focus its outreach efforts on communities who experience poor health outcomes in order to have a more significant impact on improving the health of people in our region. Recognized for providing the highest quality care, we will participate in research, providing midwifery education for future providers, advocate for improved midwifery regulations and reimbursement. These activities will further the field of midwifery and meet the growing demand of our services. So they talk about, they're not just about serving women, they do a fellowship program for new graduates to help them to learn the business and the clinical side of running a birth center so they can go back to their communities and start more birth centers. They actively participate in research and statistics studies, and they have students at their clinic sites all the time. We're doing an ultrasound training next spring at their facility, and they're actively involving to improve the community access to education for not just their own midwives on staff, but midwives as a whole. They're improving with being a nonprofit and getting grants and foundations. They're serving all walks of life, the high end, the low end, the harder health disparities that aren't being addressed by many private practices. They're working really hard. They're working on regulations, reimbursement, every aspect of improving midwifery outcomes is really clear in their mission and vision. So just as a conclusion summary, it's really, really important for a company to focus on what is their vision, what is their purpose, why are we here? And you don't want to keep it a secret. You want to shout to the rooftops. What are you passionate about? How are you different? Where do you want to serve people, and where is your practice going to go? You want to make it very clear and obvious to your clients and consistently preach it to the rooftops. Brag about it. You are amazing, and they want to know how you're amazing. So you want to have a clear purpose. You want, when you're recruiting people, when you're getting potential consults, it's driving everything you do within the organization, and you want to make sure your customers are on board and aware of what you're doing and where you're going to go.